the one, the only, Ben Sion.
Good afternoon and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube. Just Daf. We're doing Maseches Gittin Daf Nun Zayin today, number 57. As we continue with the very set I got at the Chorban Beis HaMikdash and related Gemaras, which you're allowed to learn incidentally on Tisha B'Av. So it's good that you heard these shiurim. You can replay them on loop throughout Tisha B'Av. Let's get started. On the bottom, Nevarim base, about 4 lines from the bottom. It says Unkelus towards the end of the line. Unkelus bar Clunikis. His father's name was Clunikis. Bar Achse the Titus Hava. He was the nephew of Titus. Right? His sister was the sister of Titus. His mother was the sister of Titus. He wanted to be Megayer. I guess he saw what happened with his uncle. The terrible punishment that happened to him we saw yesterday. Askelatitus Benegida. Through necromancy, he sort of raised the spirit of Titus. He says, who's important in that world? Olam Haba. Amarle Yisrael. He says, Yisrael. What do you recommend? Should I join them? Amarle Milayu Nefishim. They have a lot of mitzvahs. It's going to be hard to fulfill them. My advice to you is to go start up with them in this world. You'll be an important person. Says an Eicha. Anyone who causes distress to Klal Yisrael becomes a head. He says, what are you punished with on a daily basis? Whatever basically I condemned myself to. Kol Yoma. We learned yesterday that he basically cremated himself and he had his ashes sprinkled on the 7 seas. Every day they gather his ashes with dainile. They judge him. They burn it, they cremate him again and re-sprinkle his ashes over the 7 seas. He wasn't convinced with his uncle, so he tried to raise up the spirit of Bilam. Man Chashe Bu'amo, who's important in Olam Haba. Amalei Yisrael, Klal Yisrael. Mahu lid buku. Should I join them? Amalei lo sidra shlomam v'tovasam kol hayamim. Don't seek their peace and don't even seek their welfare. Amalei dina dehu ga'avra b'mai. What do you judge with? Amalei v'shechva zera rotachas. I'm judged with boiling shechva zera. I'm judged with boiling shechva zera. Slicha. I'm attain shirpo. The same kids, they come in every single day and they annoy me. These kids have enjoyment out of bothering me. So he said, I get punished with Shechva Zera. The Archel says Mida Keneged Mida because he caused Klal Yisrael to sin with the Bnos Midjan Avero Shechva Zera Arayos. Azal Aske Benegida Leposhe Yisrael, the sinners of Yisrael. The article doesn't say who it's referring to. Most people assume who it's referring to. I don't know if I should say who it's referring to, but originally he was a Jew. Turned out, this is the way people interpret it. I'm not saying guarantee that's the shot. He originally was a Jew. He led people astray from Judaism. Amrle man chashiv b'ha'u who's important in that world? In Olam Haba. Amrle Yisrael. Yisrael ma'oled buki b'hu. Should I join them? You should join them if you want to, for their welfare, you want to benefit them. But to hurt them, you shouldn't join them. Anyone who touches them, it's like touching your eye, right? You damage your eye by touching your own eyeball. It's going to damage you. If you try to harm them, it's going to do you're harming yourself. What do you judge with? With burning feces. Anyone who scorns the words of Chachamim because he embarrassed them, he gets to be embarrassed in the worst way. Burning feces. Tachazi ma bein poshe Yisrael and Nevi'im was olam of the Avodah Zarah. See the difference between this person who causes Klal Yisrael to sin and Bilam, right? Bilam got judged by, um, well, the article explains it that at least the Poshet Yisrael, at least he says to join Klal Yisrael to help them. Bilam says don't even join them at all. Tanya Amar Elezer Borei Kamagdol Kocha Shalpusha. See how great the power of embarrassment is. See HaKadosh Baruch Hu as Bar Kamsa V'Echves Beis Avasar V'Seichol. Hashem orchestrated that Bar Kamsa was successful in getting the Roman government angry and ultimately destroying his own Beis Hamikdash. Tarnagolav Tarnagosa Chariv Tor Malka. Now we mentioned there were 3 bad incidents. This on a rooster and a hen, Tor Malka, the madden of the king, which is basically a community that was outside of Yerushalayim, in the suburbs of Yerushalayim, surrounded by mountains, was destroyed. This probably happened after the base of Mikdash was destroyed. The Habu and Higi, their minhag was ki havu mafki chasna v'kalta. When a chasna and kal would go walk down the aisle, mafki come out of tarnagol, so they would bring out a rooster and a hen. Kolomer, as if to say, pru v'uk tarnagolam. Chickens, I guess, have a lot of babies. Yom achad havaka chalif guna deromai. Shaklium minai. A legion of the Roman army was passing by. Again, Eretz was controlled at that time by the Roman government, especially after they destroyed the base of Hamikdash. They took away, they want to have some fun, they took away the rooster and the hen. Naflu alayu machunhu. So they attacked this Roman legion, the Jews, and they smote them, they killed them. Asar Amri Lekesar. They went and told the Caesar, Mardabach Yudai, the Jews are rebelling. Asa alayu. He came to wage war with them. He sent an army to wage war with them. Havahu bar droma. There was a certain man from the south. To have a kafitz mila. Forget about Michael Jordan. And this guy, he jumped for an entire mil, a kilometer. He was able to jump for an entire kilometer. The katal, he was killing them. He was a successful warrior. Shakle keshalatage. The Caesar needed a prey for success against such a strong man, or such an athletic man. He took his crown, he put on the floor, he put on the ground. Riboni da alma, kule, the master of the entire world. For your honor, don't make an entire nation succumb to one person. It actually was the fault of this person from the south. When he saw the big army, he said a pasuk in Tehillim. You're a God. You have forsaken us, and you're not fighting with us. And because he said that, he eventually was killed by them. We'll see what happened. David Nami Amar Hachi. David also said this. The Gemara asked. There's part of Tehillim. David atmuika mitama. David was saying in a question rhetorically, right? How could it be that God you've forsaken us? Not that we don't need your help, right? This person saying, I don't need your help. I can kill them myself. Alabes Akiste, this southern person, went into the bathroom. Also, Darkona, Shamte the Karkashe, a snake went and bit him, I guess, in the buttocks, and I guess killed him with the poison. V'nach nafshi, he died. Amar hol v'srachashli nisa hazimna. So the emperor, the Caesar, said, since a miracle happened for me this time, Amar Ishvekinu, he left Klal Yisrael, he didn't destroy them. Shavkinu Azal, he went away. So they were so happy, they were so joyous, that he left. So they started lighting fires, they ate and they drank, until the light of their fireworks, whatever fire they had, reflected their signet ring very far away. And he heard and he saw the celebration. Amar Michta Kachadu Biyudai. He said, they're celebrating against me that I went away. Hadar Asa Alayu, he gonna return and he killed him. Amar Rasi, Plus Mea Alfe Shlifi Saifa Ailul Tormalka. 300,000 men with swords went to Tormalka, this place. Vakatlu Ba Tlasa Yomi Tlasa Leloa. So they killed for 3 days and 3 nights. Vahak Gisa Halule Vichangi Ulawa Yadi. There was a mountain, so they killed on one side. The other side of the mountain, and they were celebrating, and they didn't even know that there were people who were killed. Bala Hashem v'lo there's a pasuk in Eicha. Hashem destroyed, and He had mercy, as Kol Nabos Yaakov, all the neighborhoods, the communities of Klal Yisrael. Yasa Rav and Amar Yochanan Elu Shishim Ribo Ayaros, 600,000 cities. Shayu Liyani Amelech Bahar Amelech. he owned in Haramelech, which is this place. The Amar Rav Yehuda Amar Rav Asi Shishim Riba Yaros Yilad Haramelech Kol Achas VaAchas Hiu Bak Yotzim Mizrayim. Each city, each town was so big that it had 600,000 men. Chutz Mishalosh Hiu Bak Kiflayim Yotzim Mizrayim. 3 of the towns had double, 1.2 million. Elohein, Kfar Bish, Kfar Shichlaim, Kfar Dechraya. Kfar Bish, why was it called Kfar Bish? Lo Yavi Beis HaLushvi, Bish means bad. They were bad. They didn't give guest lodging. Kfar Shichlaim, Shai Shapar Nasam Min Shachlayim. They try to make business out of cress, watercress, some type of spice. Kfar Dechraya, Amr B'Yochanan Ashkin Shosein, Yaldos Zcharim Tchila V'Yoldos Nekeva. First they wanted to have boys, and then they had girls. Ba'achrono Poskos, and they would stop. They only have 2 kids and a dog. Amarula, I saw that place. Ula was an Amora later on from Bavel. He saw that place in Eretz Yisrael. Even 600,000 reeds, it was such a small place it couldn't hold. The Saduki saw, they said to Rechanina, what Chazal were saying before, it was such a big place, it had 600,000 towns. They're lying. Amalei Eretz Svi. Eretz Yisrael is compared to a deer. Ksivba. Mas Svi ze ein oro machsik as bizarre. If you flay the skin of a donkey, it's not of a donkey, of a deer, right? It shrivels up the skin, and it's amazing how that was able to cover the entire deer. When the Klal Yisrael is sitting in Eretz Yisrael, it expands. When they're not there, it contracts. Rav Menyumi bar Chilkiah, Rav Chilkiah bar Tuvia, Rav Huna bar Chia, how Yasvi Gabedad. These rabbis were sitting next to each other. Amri Ika de Shmiole Milsa Mikfar Sakanya Sham Mitzrayim Lema. Apparently there was another community, Kfar Sakanya, a village in Mitzrayim composed of Jews that was destroyed. What happened? Were they good people? Were they bad people? Pasal Chad Minaya. One of them got up and said, "Bamar Ma'iseh ba'arus harasoso shenishbu ben ha'ovdei kochavim." Kama pamim ani tzarich lomar lecha. Hello? Hello? Kama pamim. How many times do I have to tell you? Kama pamim ani tzarich lomar lecha. Ani moser shir po. Lama ta lo lecha beis medrash. Lama ta moser rash po. Ma abaya shalachem. They're 16-year-old kids. זה מה שהרבי מלמד אתכם בחדר? תגיד לאבא שלכם מה שאתם עושים. תגיד לאבא. So, it's like they'll tell their father, these kids, so, he said, what happened in the city? There was an incident where people were, men and women were engaged. They were captured by the non-Jews. They married them off. The non-Jews married them. Amr lo, she said to him, don't touch me, even though we're married. Right? The Gemara in Ksuva says, if you don't have a Ksuva, you're not allowed to be together. His entire life, he never was together with her. When he died, he said to the eulogizer, give an amazing eulogy to this person. He controlled the Yetzer Hara. Yosef, more than Yosef. It was only one day. This guy had to, desist every day. He wasn't lying in the same bed. He was sleeping with me in the same bed. Yosef wasn't even his wife. We're married. Another person said an incident which happened in this town. A certain amount of grain was sold for a dinar. The price went up, meaning you only got, instead of getting 40 modios, you only got modia achas. You only got 39 modios, 39 amounts of grain for a dinar. Batku, and they found, why did the prices go up? So Matsu Abu Beno Shabal Nara Murasa. In their town, there was a father and son that had relations with the Nara Murasa, right? Which you have skila and Yom Kippur also. You have kares for engaging in marital relations. Well, not chayav kares, but it's also be either derais or abundant engage in marital relations on Yom Kippur. They brought them to Beis Din, and they gave them skila v'chazar hashar, and then once they did that, his punishment was meted out. the price came back limkomo. There was no more inflation. Pasach idach amar ma'aseh ba'adam echa shenasan einav be'ishta legarsha. There was a man, he wanted to divorce his wife. He didn't want to give her a ksuva. It was a lot of money. Ma'asa. He took his best friends. He gathered them together. He had a big meal. He gave them what to drink. Shikran v'eshkivan. He got them drunk. V'eshkivan al mita achas. He had them fall asleep on the same bed as his wife. Behevi luban beitza. He boiled an egg. He took the white of an egg and he made it into a liquid. V'hitel beinayim. He put it on the bed. V'hemila ate him, and he brought in witnesses. Ubal lebeistin. He accused them of adultery. He accused his wife of adultery. In which case he doesn't have to give her a ksuva. Ubal lebeistin. They came to court. Hayasham zakin echem talmidei Shammai. There was one elder person from the students of Shammai Zakin. Baba ben Buta Shmo. His name was Baba ben Buta. Amar lehen kach mikublan mishamai Zakin. I learned from Shammai Zakin. Luban beitza solid. If you boil the white of an egg, basically it just bubbles. Solid minaor. V'shikla zera docha minaor. V'shikla zera, you put a heat source next to it. It moves away from the fire. Badgu matzuk idvarav. They found that it actually was the white of an egg. They took this person, Vilku, and they gave a malchus to Rabban, and they book suvasa, and they collected from his bank account the ksuva. All these three incidents illustrate how big tzaddikim they were. My time Yonash, why was this town punished? Because this happened after the destruction of Yerushalayim. They didn't, during the 3 weeks in Tisha B'Av, they didn't mourn over Yerushalayim properly. They'll say, Simchus Yerushalayim v'gilu ba'kola aveha. You should rejoice with Yerushalayim. Anyone who loves it. Sisu atam b'selos kol misavlim ba. Like Gemara darshans elsewhere, that people will have the privilege of rejoicing in the redemption of Yerushalayim, those who mourned it when they were supposed to mourn it. Ashaka de rispa chariv beitar. What's that incident? The side of a carriage. Dahavu nehigi in Beitar, the minhag was kavu misyalid yenuga. When a child was born, shasle arza, a boy, they planted a cedar tree. Yenuksa shasle tornisa. A girl was born, they would plant a pine tree. Kavu mitzvah, when a man and woman would marry, kaitzi alu, they would cut these trees. Ve'abdu ganana, they would make a chuppah out of them. Yom achad havaka chalpa barte de kesar. One day, the daughter of the Caesar was passing through Beitar. Atbar shaka de rispach, the side of her carriage broke. Katsu arza, so the attendants there, they cut down a cedar tree, Ailula, and they fixed it. Asu nafa alaya, they were angry at these people. They attacked them. Machnu, asu amra the Kesar, mardubach yudai asa alayu. They reported back to the Caesar that they've rebelled against the Jews, and he went and he destroyed them. Gada b'chari af kol karen Yisrael. The Gemara is going to describe how terrible the massacre was at Beitar. Gada b'chari af kol karen Yisrael. The pasuk in Eicha, Hashem destroyed in His wrath all of the prominent communities in Israel. Amr Zer Amr Yavo, Amr Yochanan Elu Shmonim Elef Karnei Milchama. The Karen over here is a reference to the 80,000 legions who fight in the war. Shenichzu lekrach Beitar. They went into the city of Beitar. B'shasha lachtu, when they captured it. B'hargu ba'anashim v'nashim v'tav. They killed everyone, men, women, children. Shahalach daman. The blood of these people. V'nafal yam gadol. It reached. There was so much blood. It reached the Mediterranean Sea. Shema Tomar Krova. Some of you tell me Beitar is close to the Mediterranean. Rachok Haisamil. It's actually a kilometer away. Tanya Lezer Agadol Omer Shein Nechalim Yesh Bikas Yadayim. There were two streams in Bikas Yadayim, which is a valley near Beitar. Echad Moshech Eilach, Echad Moshech Eilach. They flow in different ways, in opposite directions. V'shirucham Mishnei Chalakim Mayim Echad. Both of these streams, after Beitar was killed, there was a ratio of 2 parts water, 1 part blood. The Brisa says the non-Jews who worked that land, they planted vineyards over there. They didn't have to fertilize it. Below Zevel, they didn't have to fertilize it. They used the blood of the Jews for 7 years, even after the destruction of Beitar, to fertilize their fields, their vineyards. Top of the Zion Beis. Amr B'chia Barav and Amr Yeshua ben Karcha. Sachli zaken echa b'anshe Yerushalayim. Mepika zu harag nemuz radan rav tavachim. In this valley, there was Radan, who was basically the person who killed all the people at the time of Nebuchadnezzar. He was the exterminator. Masayim achas esr asara ribo. He killed in this valley 211 10,000, which equals a little more than 2 0.1 million people. Yerushalayim, and Yerushalayim itself, Harag Tishim Ba'arba Ribo, 94 10,000, which is 940,000. 11 Achas. On one stone, Ajahalach Damon, their blood went Vinaga B'Damo Shel Zechariah. It touched the blood, it flowed into the area of the Beis HaMikdash, where Zechariah, we'll see Zechariah was a Navi, and by his Rishon, his blood was still bubbling. Right? Nebuzaradan was the time of the Churban Bayis Rishon. The Pasuk talks about blood. It's not referencing this, but the Gemara Darsh is referencing blood touches a different blood. Nebuzaradan saw when the blood's touched that Zechariah's blood was still bubbling, basalik. Amar my high, what's going on? Amar le dam zvachim lishtapach aisi dam aishtapach. So first the Jews said to him, this is the blood of korbanos that's spilled. Aisi dame velo idmu. He brought blood of animals and it wasn't the same. He tested the DNA, not the same. Amar lu yam risuli mutav. If you tell me what happened, it's good. Vilav masrikna le bisraichu misraki the parjala. If you don't tell me exactly what happened, I'm going to take an iron comb and basically comb with hot iron your face. Amrulay, my name Allah. What should we say to you? We had a certain Navi, Zechariah. He would give Musar to Klal Yisrael because Klal Yisrael at the time of Yoash HaMelech, they were worshiping the king. He said, don't do that. Coming out of they didn't like what he said and they killed him in the Beis HaMikdash. For many years, up until now, it was 250 years before the Churban Bayis Rishon, the blood would not stop bubbling. Amrlei anam faisanas, and Nebuzaradan said, I'm going to make it stop. I see Sanhedrin Gdol, Sanhedrin town. He took Sanhedrin Gdol, 71. Sanhedrin town, 23 judges. Kata Allah, he killed them. Below nach, wouldn't stop. Bachanum Sulos, he took young men and young women. Kata Allah, he killed it in that place. Below nach, it didn't stop bubbling. I see Tinoko Shabbos Rabbin. He took children from the Cheder, from the learning Torah, young children. Kata Allah, he killed them. Below nach, didn't stop. Really, Zechariah. So Nebuzaradan said to Zechariah, at least to the blood of Zechariah, Tovim shebehena avatim. I've killed the best of Klal Yisrael. Nichalach de'avdinu lakul. You want me to kill all of Klal Yisrael? Kedama lehachi nach. Once he said this, the blood stopped. He shaita here tshuva b'daite. And Nebuzaradan repented. He was upset with what he did. Amar ma yimal nefesh achas kacho. If they just killed one person, Zechariah, look what happened. Ahu Garva, the Kata Kohani Nishmasa, me who killed so many people, Achas Kam Lakam, what's going to happen to me? Arak Azal Shadar Star Partata Bebese, he ran away. He told his house, he sent a document to his house telling him what to do with his assets. Bigayer, he ran away and converted. Tana Naaman Ger Toshav Haya. Naaman, right, who had the leprosy, it was from foreign nation, he got his leprosy cured by Elisha. He became a Ger Toshav, meaning he was a resident of Israel. He kept the Zayim Mitzvahs Bnei Noah. He didn't convert to Judaism. There was Jordan Ger Tzedek Haya. It was Jordan we just saw converted. The grandchildren of Haman, the descendants of Haman, learned Torah in Bnei Brak eventually. The grandchildren of Sisra, Yerushalayim, they taught young children in Yerushalayim. Sancherib also tried to destroy the Beis HaMikdash. His grandchildren learned Torah Barabim. They taught Torah in public. Manin, who were his descendants? Shemaiah Bavtali. Shemaiah Bavtali were descended from Sancherib. Hainu. The pasuk that talks about the blood bubbling, I put this blood on a smooth stone that it shouldn't be covered over. The Gemara continues, Darsha, Kokol Yaakov Edayim de Esav. This pasuk obviously is famous. It talks about when Yitzchak tried to discern who it was. Was it Yaakov or Esav who brought him the food back? Hakolzeh, right? The kol was the crying of Yaakov. Zeh Andrew Yonis Kesar Shaharab Al Sanjay Mitzrayim Shishim Ribo Kiflaim Kiyotzim Mitzrayim. Adrianus was Hadrian. Hadrian was a king about 50 years after Titus destroyed Yerushalayim. He killed the Jewish community in Alexandria in Egypt, which had 1.2 million people. Kol Yaakov Zeh Pasyana, another Joshua. Kol Yaakov Zeh Pasyana's case of Shaharab Krak Beis Ara Meos Ribo. Now, some people changed the gear, so it wasn't Asapsian, it was Vespasian. Vespasian was a time, right? We learned about it yesterday. He was the emperor when Titus destroyed Yerushalayim. They said they take out and they say it's also Hadrian, Adrinus. When he was a Caesar, they killed Beitar. He destroyed Beitar. We just learned Arameos Rebo, 4 million people. Ramila Arbas Halafim Rebo. Some say it was 40 million people. It's not even the Esav. What is that a reference to? Is that Malchus Harisha? That's the evil nation, Edom. Shechriva es Beisenu. The Romans were part of Edom. They destroyed the base of Mikdash Sarfes, Hechalenu. They burnt the Heichal, Biglisina Maratzenu. They brought Kalish on the Gol. It's over out there. Different explanation. Kokol Yaakov. Ein lecha tefillah shmuel she'ein bo mizar shel Yaakov. If a plea to Hashem is going to be successful, it has to be someone who's part of the plea. It has to be from Jewish. It has to be Jewish. Maybe he's not observant necessarily. Any army that's going to win has to have someone descended from Esav. The extension of your tongue you should hide. When people stick out their tongue, which is what Bar Kamsa did, so you should hide because terrible things would happen. This is said by David and Tehillim. The David Churban Bayis Rishon, Churban Bayis Shein. That was shown both destructions based on Mikdash. Churban Bayis Rishon Shneim Al Naras Bavel. Right? They were exiled to Bavel. Sham Yeshav Dam Achinu. They were crying on the Churban. Bayis Bayis Shein. They'll say this Char Hashem. The pasuk continues. Char Hashem Bnei Adom. Remember the children of Edom as Yom Yerushalayim Haomrim Aru Ad Yisodba. They were saying destroy the foundations. Amar Rav Yehuda Shmuel V'Teimu Rabbi Ami Amri Lam Asisa Tana Ma'aseh B'Dalet. There was an incident with 400 boys and 400 girls. They were captured from Klal Yisrael and they were brought back to Rome. The girls to be prostitutes and the women and the men either as slaves or for homosexuality. They understood what was going on. They wondered if we go and throw ourselves over the ship into the water and we drown, we're going to come to Olam Haba. Darish Lahan Hagadol Shehen. The eldest one made a Josh. Amar Hashem Mibashan Ashiv Mitzulos Yam. Mibashan Ashiv Mibain. What did he? Darshan who were Mibashan. Mibashan Ashiv Mibain Shine Aryeh, from the teeth of the lion. Rome was considered a lion. Ashiv Mitzulos Yam. I will return from the depths of the sea. Elu Shetovin Bayam. These are people that drown themselves in the water. If you drown yourself in the water, Hashem will bring you back in Olam Haba. Came and Shama Yulados. Once Yulados, the girls heard, the Beis Yaakov girls heard, Kafsu Kulan. The girls do it much quicker than the boys think about it. The girls are very emotional. They killed themselves. Nasi Yuladim Kal V'chol Ba'atzman. The boys, when they saw this, they made a Kal V'chomer. They're going to be prostitutes, right? Being heterosexual is normal, right? It's still prostitution, so they killed themselves. Anu shein darchenu laka. We're going to be used for homosexuality. Alachas kama makama. Certainly we should kill ourselves. Avheim kapsul delchayam aleim akasav omer kialecha ragnu kol hayom. As it says, we died for Hashem the entire day. Nechshavnu k'tzon tivcha. We were like sheep that were slaughtered. Rabbi Yehuda Amar. Yehuda says it's a reference. Zu isha v'shua baneh. This pasuk kialecha ragnu kol hayom is a reference to a story with a woman and her 7 sons. Asiu kamei kamal kamei the Caesar. They brought this woman's 7 sons in front of the Caesar. Amrulei, Palach was Kochavim. He said, worship Avodah Zarah. Amrulahu. So the first son said, Kasav V'Torah Anochi Hashem Elokecha. I am Hashem your God, not the Caesar, not Avodah Zarah. Afku V'Kalu. They took him out, they killed him. Asiu L'idach. They brought the second, the Kamei the Caesar. Amrulei, he said, Plach was Kochavim. Worship Avodah Zarah. Amrulahu Ksiv Torah Lo Yelecha Limachirim. Alponai. Can't worship Avodah Zarah. Afku V'Kalu. They killed him. Asiu L'idach. Amrulei Plach was Kochavim. The Torah says anyone who worships a foreign god, right, he'll be destroyed. They killed him. It says don't worship a different god. They killed him. They brought the 5th one. The only God is Hashem. They killed him. There's no other God besides Hashem. They killed the 6th one. They brought the last one. Right? The Gemara Darshan is Kar Nishba Kadosh Baruch Hu. We already swore to Hashem. She'ein anu ma'avirin oso be'el acher. We're not going to switch it for a different God. Afu nishba lanu. Right? Hashem. Right, we swore to Hashem we're going to be the only nation, and you swore to us He won't change Kalish over a different nation. Amalei Kesar. Ishdilach gushpanka v'gachen v'shakle. He said he threw a signet ring with had his picture on the floor. At least go ahead and bow down to that. People should think that at least the Jews are not rebelling. They're keeping the laws. They follow the orders of the king. The last son said, "Woe is to you, Kesar Chaval Kesar. You worry so much about yourself, what your country is going to say about you." You're not worrying about the honor of Hashem. Talking about to kill him. His mother said, Yabu Nali, give him to be Meshke Porta. My last wish, let me kiss him a little bit. Amrulu Banai, Lechuv Imrula Avram Avichem. When she was kissing him, she said, go tell when you die, go to Abraham, your forefather. Ata Kata Mizbeach Echad. You did one Akedah. Ani Akati Shiva Mizbechos. I basically offered my seven sons to God. Afi also Lagag Venaflo Mesa. Once she said this, she also went up and committed suicide. Yasa Baskal Amra, Ema Bonim Smecha. The Baskal came out, and the mother of the sons is happy. We'll talk more about this in Ian with Ben Sion, whether she did the right thing or not. Rishon Levi Amar Zumila. Alechno Ragnu Kol Hayom. That's a reference to Mila. Shinista Bishmini. That was given on the 8th day, which is a time which is dangerous for a child to let out blood. We do it anyway. People that show how a shechita is done with their own necks. They're not supposed to do it. You can show anything with your body, except where to do shechita. It's a bad simon for you. Also, it's a ras. You shouldn't show people. A different shot in the pasuk. The reference Alechno Rag Kol Yom is people who deprive themselves of the basic necessity of this world to learn Torah. Torah is not kept only in people that kill themselves over it. Oh well, this is the Torah. A person, and juxtaposes it, a person who dies in an Oel of Torah, learning Torah, kills himself over Torah, and the Torah is miskayim, but the Torah is retained in his mind. Is that a good thing or not? You have to decide. The Gemara is talking about bad things over here. Stay tuned for Ian with Ben Sion. I'm going to talk about a couple of these incidents over here. The Gemara seems to imply these are all good things. Everyone interprets these as good things. They're on the ship. They threw themselves into the water. They committed suicide. The mother here with the 7 sons committed suicide. A lot of these incidents, you learned yesterday, people, getting angry at the Roman government and provoking the Roman government. They killed him. Are these smart ideas? Are these good? Are you even allowed to commit suicide in these cases? Halachically, we'll talk about that. Ian with Ben Sion coming up next.